Coming up next is a favorite here at the winery, and he is geographically in the backyard from Brighton. Yay! Please welcome to the stage, Daryl Bean.
All right, thank you very much. Here we are enjoying some comedy outside. Yeah, that's worth some applause. Give it up for some comedy outside. It's great. Also, it's spring. It's finally spring. You know, it's beautiful outside during the day and suddenly turns freezing just like that. You know, kind of like my first marriage. Ooh, yeah. It's a good way to start out with a groaner. I've been working on myself a lot lately. I really have. I've been working on myself a lot. I've been trying to get some things together, mostly my finances, to kind of get my financial picture together, and I'm not sure how well it's going. I got an email from Credit Karma, the credit sort of like monitoring system, and it said, "Daryl, we're still proud of you." It's not great. I don't think it's good. That's not a great thing. Also, I learned something fun about myself this month. I found out I am a type 2 diabetic. Wild, right? It's pretty crazy. I'm going to be 47 in May, and it's funny as you get older. Like you and your friends start to develop more like medical things, and it seems like nobody can eat anything anymore. You know, like you can't have sugar, you can't have gluten, you can't have, you know, because medicine or whatever. But the thing that's kind of nice is that food companies and grocery stores have really stepped it up. There's some good stuff. There's some good sugar-free stuff that you can do. A whole aisle of really great sugar-free stuff. A whole aisle of gluten-free stuff. And it's gotten better. It's gotten better. My grocery store has takeout containers full of cake frosting. So good news if you're on the fuck it, I give up diet. It's kind of a nice thing. Stand-up comedy's great. I love stand-up comedy. I really do. It's not a joke. I really do. I really love stand-up comedy. One of the things, a little inside baseball for you, if you're interested in stand-up comedy, is that when you do stand-up comedy, it makes you really aware of the little details in things. And it's kind of fun because you're always looking for the next joke, the next thing that you're going to talk about. I was at Old Navy. I was standing in line, and I noticed that every register had a bottle of hand sanitizer. Not unusual. The thing that caught my attention is that every bottle in giant white letters said, "Do not drink!" Exclamation point. What the hell is going on at Old Navy? I mean, seriously, I'm trying to imagine. I mean, you know, it's been a year. We've all been through it. We've all been, you know, we've all been taxed a little bit emotionally. But you're standing in line with your stack of like $6 T-shirts and your, you know, flip-flops in every color of the rainbow, and you just go, you know what? I just can't take it anymore. And you like snatch that bottle off of the counter and just start pumping it in your mouth like ah. You know, and then the poor person standing behind the teller standing back there, you know, like some 16-year-old girl, it's her first job. She's freaking out, looking at you in horror, you know, using a little walkie-talkie on the side of her shirt to call the manager up front. "Craig, we got a pumper!" It's not great. It's not great. But stand-up comedy is. Stand-up comedy is pretty fantastic. Yeah, so, you know, one thing that's I've learned about myself over the years is that I can be kind of judgmental. I can be judgy. I was a really judgy teenager, especially to my parents. You know, if you got like grown children out there, you know that we feel really bad about it. I was really, really judgy, especially to my dad. I think I was toughest on my dad. I remember one time my dad got out of this pool and I happened to catch a glance at him and I'm like, "Oh, look at him, he's so hairy. That's disgusting. What a hairy, gross." You know what? I'll never be as hairy as my dad. And you know what? I was right. I put it out in the universe and it happened. I'm like 7 times hairier than my dad ever was. You know what? I was born in 1974, so it's not impossible that my mom might have fucked Clyde the orangutan from Every Which Way But Loose. I mean, he was a big movie star. I mean, it makes sense. bananas. You know, it turns out I really like bananas too. I don't know if that's a thing or not. But you know, with every cloud is a silver lining. It's given me a way to connect with the ladies. Oh yeah, that guy knows what I'm talking about. You know, I had somebody tell me one time that the thing that made them feel the sexiest is when they shave their legs and slide into clean bed sheets. And I said, I know what you're talking about, sister. When I shave my back and I put on a clean t-shirt, orgasmic. It's so good. Yeah, so I've been doing stand-up comedy for almost 3 years now, and I have no self-esteem, clearly. That's kind of a whole thing that goes with it. You know, it's just one of those things. I'm also single, and you know what? I've decided that instead of looking for somebody who's going to look at me and go, he is fine, I'm looking for somebody that'll be like, all right, fine. I bought a new shirt for the show. This is not it, by the way. This is an old shirt. The new shirt didn't fit right. I bought this new shirt, and of course you can't try anything on right now, right? You know, so took it home, put it on. I'm like, the buttons aren't quite in the middle. I looked at the tag, and it says, XXL, slim fit. I'm neither one of those things. That's why I wear a XXL. I'm not slim or fit. That's why I don't get that. One of the greatest prides and joy of my life, though, are my 2 daughters. I have 2 adult daughters. One is 21. One is 18 years old. And they are the apple of my eye, and I'm so proud of them. And I'm also kind of angry at them because I still have bigger boobs than both of them. It's not awesome. It's not great. As I mentioned, I am single. Anybody want to give me some digits? I am single, and dating has been kind of rough. I gotta be honest with you. It's been kind of rough. My ex-wife has done much better than I have at the dating thing. She actually has been partnered with somebody for a while. They're engaged, and I'm happy for them. I really am. But any of y'all that are divorced out there, it's weird. Isn't it not? Where are my divorced people at? Any divorced folks out in the crowd? I love that sad, dejected clap that goes with it, like, yeah, it ruined my soul. Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird when they meet somebody new. And I remember the first time I dropped my daughters off at her house, and I saw, like, his truck in the driveway, and I was just like, oh. I don't know why. It didn't feel good. It just didn't feel good. And then they said bye. My daughters went in the house, and they go through the garage. So they open the garage door, and on the back wall of the garage of the house that I once lived in, his tools are all over the back wall of the garage. Ew, not great. The worst part was the tent, though. There was the tent. We used to go camping all the time, and the tent that we would go camping in was leaning against the back wall. And I don't. Kind of like my ex-wife. I was only inside it once a year, but you have feelings. It's kind of feelings. It's not great. So I've done okay with the dating. In fact, I actually had a 3-way. Woo! Nice. Yeah, right. It's pretty good. It was a box of tissues, myself, and a rerun of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Pretty wild. It's good times. But no, I did meet somebody one time, and it was really interesting. Like, people have gotten really weird with dating these days. I met someone, it went really well. We went out for coffee, things were great, and one of my favorite things to do is cook. So she said, why don't you cook for me for the next date? And I went, oh, I'd be happy to. So I did. I made this really nice dinner. She comes over to my house. She walks in, and she's not in my house for more than like 45 seconds. And she looks around and says, this place looks way too nice. You must be married and or gay. And or? How many hours a day do you think I have? You should have seen her face when my wife and boyfriend got home, though. I'm Daryl Bean. It's been a lot of fun. Have a great night.
Thank you so much, Daryl. Keep it going.